Hello everyone, it's Duckfairy07. Today I'm playing this amazing mono green 6 Locket brew. Okay, so this is a completely new archetype that MH3 made playable, and this brew is amazing. Big shout out to the Ben Bino from my Discord. This guy posted a Simic list on the Twitter that I really liked, and we discussed the build in my Discord. So after discussing, I brewed this monogree version. He had a Simic version playing stuff like Emery, Kappa Cannoneer, Tamio, going a bit more on the mid-range plan, doing the combo sometimes, but I have brewed this mono green version using a lot of other combos, lot of going all in on combo and still having a decent plan B. Okay, so this is a great budget option. You can go for the you can build for modern. Except for Earth Saga, this deck is very cheap, and One Ring is definitely not mandatory for this build. Okay, so One Ring can be replaced with other cards. You can put in something you like. You can put in combo pieces like Altar of the Brood. It is another combo piece that can be used to win a game with a 6 Locket combo. And I will go through the combo, say everything how it goes. And it can be other card advantage cards, it can be some plan B for the mid-range game, or it can be, as I said, another combo piece, or just something like Summoner Pact, making finding your 6 easier every game. But yeah, the One Ring is definitely not the key in this build, but similar to the Nado builds, 2 rings work well as additional engine that help you find a combo and then finish the game in one turn with the combo. Okay, so what is this combo? We got Locket of yesterday. Modern decks are often built against around high potential 1 mana cards, and this is definitely a high potential 1 mana card which was previously unplayable in modern. MH3 made this playable. Okay, so before this it was completely unplayable. There were some decks in Legacy with it, but in modern very hard, or there was nothing. Basically there was nothing that make it any good. But now we have Malevolent Trumbull. This card is amazing enabler for this deck, and a lot of other decks using the graveyard. It's also ramping you, so you can go turn 3 ring with it. You can put stuff in the graveyard that you want there, and you really want stuff in the graveyard in this deck because it makes your Locket brutal often. So with the Locket on the field, if you have Chromatic Star in the graveyard, or if you have Conjurer Bubble in your graveyard, all this card cost 0 mana. And Darkmoor Salvage is another combo piece. This is a land that has Dredge 2. So if you have 6 on the field, 6 says that you can discard the land to replay the permanent card from your graveyard. So you can discard the Salvage, play the Bubble or Star for 0 mana, draw a card, Dredge 2, and repeat the process. So you can infinitely replay the Star or Bubble from your graveyard, and what you will usually do is mill your half of your deck, put it in the yard to find the pieces you need. The pieces you need sometimes include 2 Life from the Loams and 1 Mox Ember. If you have this in the yard, you can start doing the Life from the Loam loop. So with 2 Loams in the graveyard, this will cost only 1 mana if you have Locket of the Yesterdays. Which means with 6 on the field, you can play Life from the Loam for 1 mana, get back 3 lands from your graveyard. Use 2 of them to replay the Mox Ember, get 2 mana, and the third one to replay the Bubble, get back Life from the Loam in your hand, and this way you can go infinite mana. Okay, you don't need to go infinite, but you need just to use like 5, 6, 8 mana to do the stuff you need. And what you need the mana for is mostly just to play the Talisman of Curiosity, the one-off talisman. The talisman actually enables you to play the Glaring Flash Raker from the graveyard, and then it allows you to get the colorless mana. And then you play the Glaring Flash Raker from your graveyard, and then this guy is great, also card from MH3 that says whenever you play a colorless spell, you make Eldrazi's Palm token, and then every token makes 1 damage when it enters the battlefield, which means if you replay a Conjure Bubble 20 times, you win the game. Okay, so this is just one way to win the game. Another combo in this deck also include Mirror Retriever. So how you can win with Mirror Retriever? So winning with Mirror Retriever is possible even without using the 6 in this deck. So if you have Locket of Yesterdays or 2 Lockets of Yesterdays, or 2 Flash Rakers or 1 Flash Raker, 1 Locket of Yesterdays, basically Mirror Retriever, it costs you 0 mana. So you can play the Mirror Retriever if you have Grinding Station and the second Mirror Retriever in the yard. You can replay them infinite times and mill your entire opponent deck. That is the Grinding Station Mirror Retriever combo in this deck. It is very effective, and once you do the first part of your combo, milling your library using the Darkmoon Salvage plus Chromatic Star plus 6 ability, every ability you dredge 2 and you mill your deck, then you will switch doing either playing the Flash Raker, and Flash Raker is the quickest kill. You just replay the bubbles and do the damage, and it goes very quickly, but sometimes you can't do it, so you have to play Grinding Station. But replaying Grinding Station is very easy because you will have your yard filled, and with Locket of Yesterdays on the field, Grinding Station will cost you 0 mana to play from your graveyard. And basically all the spells cost you 0 mana. All these spells are 0 mana. These are all 0 mana cards, usually when you have Locket of Yesterdays on the field and doing the combo loops. This everything just costs you 1 mana. That is why this combo is good, and actually the sick part of it is that you don't basically need any pieces to combo off. You just need enough mana, stuff in your graveyard, a few couple of lands in your hand, or Life from the Loam or whatever, and then you play the 6. You can then replay the Locket from the Yesterdays from the graveyard, and if you have a second land in your hand, you can start doing the Conjure Bubble loop and win the game. It is that simple. So we have Life from the Loam, Mox Ember combo for infinite mana, as I explained. We have a Grinding Station Mirror Retriever combo. We just need to discount the Mirror Retriever mana cost either with Locket or with the Glaring Flash Raker. And we also have the combo kill with the Glaring Flash Raker and the Talisman of Curiosity when doing a combo. And we can also, as I said, use the Grinding Station to sack the retrievers, but we can also use Grinding Station in another way to also mill our opponent, and that is sacking the Chromatic Star. So you play the Chromatic Star, you sack the Chromatic Star, mill 3 cards from your opponent library. Chromatic Star goes into your graveyard, triggers the Darkmoor Salvage, you put Darkmoor Salvage back into your hand, replay Chromatic Star from your graveyard for 0 mana, of course, with the Locket, and then continue this loop until you mill your entire opponent deck. So there is like 5 combo options how you can combo in this deck, and that are main, and you can add other combos to your deck by just adding 1 card. So Altar of the Blood is another combo piece you can add to this deck, for example, which makes another option how to win. You can put Darksteel Citadel in your deck. Darksteel Citadel is a colorless artifact land which also combos with Mirror Retriever and 6. You can discard the Citadel with the 6 ability, and then if you have Grinding Station and Mirror Retriever, you can sack the Mirror Retriever and get the Dark Citadel back to your hand with Mirror Retriever ability, and then discard Citadel again, replay the Mirror Retriever, and repeat this process. Okay, it is kind of, that combo is kind of redundant, so I don't really need that piece in the deck, but it is playable, and it is another colorless land that'll help you play the Flash Raker. So definitely there is a playability in that card. And so there it is, a lot of infinite combos in this build, and it is very budgety build. As I said, except Saga, One Rings are not mandatory. Stuff like Darksteel Citadel, the 1 mana artifact I mentioned that can combo, Summoner Pact, all these cards are playable in the spots. A very simple sideboard. We have Control Hate, Creature Hate, Artifact Enchantment Hate, Graveyard Hate, and some Needles. That's it. So let's go now through the league. Let's see how this deck plays out. I know people want to see in this example, people want to see how is this deck playing out, so I will focus on that. I will not focus on showing you this entire league, all the wins, all the score. It doesn't matter. I just want you people to see how is this deck playing out and how it's winning, how is combo happening. It's not too much clicks. That is good good news. It is very playable on MTGO. After some practice. Okay, so actually the funny thing happened here. Opponent discarded the Flash Raker, so with a second Locket I was able to play the Flash Raker for 1 mana. That was cool, and now I switched to the Saga plan, but I decided only to make 1 construct token and put 6 on the field. Opponent already used March, Fatal Push, don't kill 6 at this point, so I decided just to play the 6, and basically if I can get another Conjurer Bubble I have a combo kill. But I'm also just hoping I can maybe just replay the Flash Raker from the yard, since I had 2 of them. The first one with 2 Lockets in the play only costed 1 mana, that was pretty cool. Okay, I left the second land in hand and I attack with 6, getting Urza Saga back, and this was, I was already far ahead, but this was definitely the play that decided this game. Okay, so opponent plays the Bowmaster. In response I sack the bubble, draw a card, they target my Scion, I sack the Scion. In response they don't get the token. And here I go for, I replay the bubble again, discard a land, get that Eldrazi spawn again, do the damage, and just continue pressuring opponent. Unfortunately they find Domination here, but that didn't matter. I find another 6 from the top, and the funny thing is with 3 Lockets on the field I can play the 6 for a single mana and still use mana here to make a construct. So immediately after Sweeper I again have big construct and the 6 on the field. The 6 can replay me all the cards, and yeah, I can also just play it for 1 mana, which is absolutely amazing. Okay, so here it is. I find the third 6 and have the Dredge the Darkmoon Salvage, and I have the combo. But the worst possible thing happened. I misclicked. While doing the combo I misclicked. I clicked Darkmoon Salvage, and instead of discarding I actually played it. So the game was actually over this turn, but due to the misclick I had to play another turn. But yeah, opponent had the Karn, but that's not a big deal because I can just attack Karn, kill Karn, and also using the 6 ability here. I now need a second Darkmoon Salvage to combo off, and I play double Flash Rakers. I play the Expedition map from my yard, and Expedition map now allows me to find the second Darkmoon Salvage and continue doing the combo again. After misclicking last turn, I had the combo kill last turn, but yeah, due to the misclick I had to finish things this turn. And when you have 2 Flash Rakers on the field, the combo is going on pretty fast, but there is a big chance of getting confused while comboing or misclicking. There is a lot of clicks, but it is very manageable for a combo deck to play it. And so after a little practice, I was very fast and I was able to finish all my games on time. Okay, so that is it. Let's check out game 2. Okay, so mulliganing on 2-5 here, keeping just 3 lands and double bubble. My opponent starts with Leyline of the Void, and I'm mulliganing on 5. And they also have a Thoughtseize, so not an easy situation, definitely. I start with the Conjurer Bubble and just pass the turn. Okay, here is the 6, that is good news. I have 2 Darkmoor Salvage, so I can afford to play 1. This was actually good for me. Opponent Field of Ruins my Darkmoor Salvage. Don't really care about that. I can now play the 6. And yeah, if I'm hoping to find a Havarmite here. And since my opponent played the One Ring, I changed my plan and I decided to kill the One Ring and leave the Leyline of the Void. I have second Saga on the field, so I can find another Havarmite here to kill the Leyline of the Void. Here it is. In response, opponent kills my construct, but it is fine. Opponent has 2 cards, I have 2 cards, so we are playing a fair game still. I've got rid of the ring, got rid of the Leyline, but here unfortunately opponent finds a second Leyline, and yeah, this is the problem. I'll have to fight through that, but I find Urza Saga, which is great news for me here, and also Boseiju from the top, but unfortunately opponent finds Field of Ruin first to kill my Urza Saga, and then after that finds a Karn, which gets them the ring, and yeah, then I concede the game. Let's check out match 3. Okay, so match 3, I'm playing first. I have a bunch of hate, as you can see. What I wanted here is to just bring in all the enchantment hate and artifact hate. So all my artifact enchantment guys are here. I find a green mana, I play my first Havarmite, they kill it, that is fine. So now I play the Outland Liberator, and this mono black is the deck that often doesn't play anything and just passes the turn, and this is perfect opportunity for Outland Liberator to shine, a perfect sideboard card in this situation. I attack, kill first Leyline, save the mana for the second one if needed. I can now attack to kill the second for free, but I don't want to attack for nothing into the Sheldred. I can also just keep the mana, start doing this Flash Raker abilities. This provides me with Eldrazi spawn tokens to jump the Sheldred or whatever is needed. Okay, so here I play everything I have. I should have played the Liberator here, I think, too. But maybe not. I left the mana to have mana to use the Liberator plus make a construct token. So I guess that was good. So opponent plays a Karn and goes Fatal Push the Liberator. In response, I killed the Leyline of the Void. And I was also able to make a construct token end of turn. Do another ability with the Flash Raker. Okay, here it is. I make another construct token, and now my construct is a 6/6. This kills a Karn, so opponent has to trade with Sheldred. This is good news for me, and I should have played this Liberator right now. If I was afraid of Damnation, but if I played it, I would be in a much stronger situation. I would be able to just kill the Karn next turn. This way, opponent was able to push the second construct, find the Ballista, and now Ballista can jump the Flash Raker, kill the Might and Retriever, so puts me in a much worse situation. I have no way of killing Karn. So I attack, and before blockers I kill the Ballista. In response, they ping my creatures, but in wrong order, so I'm left with the Havermite in my hand. And opponent now wishes to use the Karn, but they have to kill it. And now I use the expedition map. Sorry, I use the expedition map to find another Urza Saga. Okay, so my opponent is on one card in deck, and I have a bunch of attackers here doing the Flash Raker abilities, putting them down on 7. They have one card in hand, and it is a Cityscape Leveler. So they top deck Orcish Bowmaster, which actually is pretty nice here for them, helps them jump for a turn, maybe survive another turn, and yeah, I find a 6 now. So next turn, if needed, I can dredge the Darkmoon Salvage, go infinite. I can't do it this turn, I don't have a land, but I can go for the attacks, put my opponent down on 1 life, make a construct token, then triggers the Flash Raker, puts them down on 1, and yeah, they really can't get out of that, so that is the win. And the match, let's check out match 2. Okay, so this hand is pretty good, and since my opponent is starting with Leyline of Sanctity, immediately I'm guessing that they're playing Boggles, and I was right. Okay, didn't play against this deck in a while, but yeah, people still play it. Okay, so I go for a Rumble. This card is amazing in this hand, digging for your combo pieces, 6 usually, or Saga or Flash Raker, and filling your graveyard, which makes your Locket of yesterday much stronger. Okay, so here I played the Talisman and the Flash Raker. I played the Flash Raker first because Flash Raker basically makes all my colorless spells cost 1 less mana. And I don't want to, you don't want to play 6 mostly until you have the combo. Okay, so here in this situation I played the Locket. And now I play the 6. I have Darkmoon Salvage in my hand. I have 2 bubbles, and with Darkmoon Salvage I can now go infinite combo. And yes, you can see here me looping 2 Conjurer bubbles. With Flash Raker on the field, I have to do this another 10 times for combo kill, so it's pretty easy. It's not too many clicks on the MTGO, and yeah, the wins just happen very fast, especially when the Flash Raker is involved. So as you can see here, just a turn for a combo win, and that was actually pretty common in these 2 leagues I played with this deck. Okay, so I will focus in this video. I will focus on the winning lines with this deck to show people how is it played. But I will also talk about what problems did I find when playing this. Okay, so here it is. After doing the Conjurer Bubble loop, I switched to the Mirror Retriever Grinding Station loop because that loop kills faster. Every time Mirror Retriever hits the field, it's 2 damage, except for the 1 damage with a bubble, so it's a bit faster, and I switched to this. Opponent concedes, so that is the game. Let's check out game 2. Okay, so keeping a decent hand, but I am missing a green land here. Okay, so I decide to start with Urza Saga and Chromatic Star. I'm only expecting my opponent to board in the Graveyard Hate, and the Graveyard Hate is the biggest problems with this deck, but you definitely have options to... I was playing one of Summoner Pact at this point in this version. That was the only difference. From the version I showed in the beginning, I added 4th Darkmoon Salvage instead of 1 Summoner's Pact. Never used this card, so yeah, maybe it's good. I just didn't ever draw it. It's a one-off. It was a one-off, so yeah. Okay, so here I find a green source, and I really needed that green source, but I decided to play the One Ring. Give myself protection for a turn, draw into more solutions. I have the Havarmite, I can kill the Rest in Peace, but opponent he has a 2-turn clock here, and I can't kill it, so I have to win in 2 turns, basically. So that's not always the easiest thing to do, especially when I'm this low on mana, and I also have to spend Havarmite here to kill the Rest in Peace. So I play the 6. And leave the mana with Moxember to... maybe the better play here was to actually just kill the Ethereal Armor. That would make their creature much smaller, give me more turns to find a combo. But I went for the Rest in Peace, hoping to find some combo pieces. I needed Locket. If I had the Locket, then there is a chance. But I did not find the Locket. Flash Raker gives me a second chance to try to do something. Basically, I played the bubble here, played the star. I getting the Eldrazi spawn tokens when I do this. I have Darkmoon Salvage in my hand. And I also find here I find the Locket of the Yesterdays, but I can play Darkmoon I can play the bubble from my hand, discard the land, and get these tokens, but I'm not sure why I stopped here. I conceded. Didn't have to concede. I still had I could attack with 6, get maybe yeah, I was able to replay the bubble. There was no need to concede here. I could start maybe trying to play a few more times to try to find the loop here. Had plenty of lands in my hand, so I'm not sure what happened here, but okay. Okay, I had plenty of opportunities to find a combo kill here, but maybe I brain farted and just conceded. I'm not sure, but let's take a look at game 3. Okay, it's much easier when playing first. That's always the case. Opponent starts with Leyline of the Sanctity. I have no idea why. I can actually target them with Grinding Station, but I have other ways to kill. And the Flash Raker actually says each opponent, so it's not targeting, so it works over Leyline of Sanctity. Okay, opponent plays Stony Silence, which doesn't make much sense since they have already Relic of Progenitus on the field, but they draw a hand with a bunch of hate, and they prevented themselves from using the Relic, so it was badly planned by the opponent. But I was able to play through hate efficiently, and I could also just win in the game too, and don't know what happened. I just randomly conceded that game. When I possibly had the combo kill, I had 4 draws, 4 lands in my hand, which means I could replay the bubble 4 times because I had the Flash Raker on the field. Yeah, not sure what happened. Okay. Okay, here is the Mirror Retriever. Then I start attacking. They have Stony Silence. I can't use the combo, but I can attack with my constructs, and the opponent draw into too much hate, so they don't have the gas. So I was able to play the Flash Raker, do the Flash Raker abilities, make this Eldrazi spawn tokens that are always good for blocking, jumping, and also doing a lot of damage with these. Also the mana from them is often useful. I replay the Grinding Station since I have the Locket of Yesterday and the Grinding Station in the yard. They only cost 1 mana. And yeah, now my constructs are 7/7, so I put opponent down on 2 life, and as it usually happens when they focus too much on stopping the combo, then you get easy win on plan B, and that's exactly what happened here. So I got an easy win with Urza Saga. That is Also, often the game plan and the way to win the game, since deck plays the 6 and the Life from the Loam, which can get you the Saga from the yard multiple times over the game. It's very hard to handle for some decks, so that's it. Okay, let's check out match number 3. Okay, so as I said, the One Ring is not mandatory for this build. It was pretty useful on a few occasions, but I think other cards can replace it. Don't ask me now what cards can replace it. There are plenty of options. I mentioned some, like Summoner's Pact, Altar of the Broad. You can play like combo pieces like Altar of the Broad, Darksteel Citadel. You can play the Summoner Pact, which help you get the 6, and 6 is your main engine, and you mostly just want the 6. Okay, so here I was able to play the Talisman and the Chromatic Star. Maybe you can just play more Talismans or Chromatic Spheres. There is a lot of options. Okay, so my opponent played, I think, Sultai Death Shadow. And yeah, here I had a lot of good cards, the Rumble, the Life from the Loam, Station Stars, Locket, everything, but I need the 6. 6 is mandatory. You can't really win without 6, and did not find the 6, but I did find the One Ring here. This means next turn I can go, I have Eldrazi's Pawn to jump for a turn, and I can play the One Ring turn after that. Prolong the game until I try to find the combo kill. The Locket is there, Bubble, Star are in the graveyard. I have everything I need. I just need that to find that 6. But my opponent has the counter spell, and that ends this game. Let's check out game 2. Okay, so this is Sultai Death Shadow. And I don't need too many of the artifact artifact hate guys, so I board in only 2 Havar Mites. Remove two Flesh Rakers actually, and Expedition Map. And as I mentioned, I had a Summoner's Pact in this build instead of a 4th Darkmoor Salvage. That is an option too, of course. Opponent, I also brought in 3 Soul Guide Lanterns. I think Soul Guide Lantern is a great card against Nethergoyf. Just makes Nethergoyf 0-1, and they have to refill their yard. And the 6 allows you to recast the Soul Lantern from your yard, and usually that happens for 0 mana. So it has a very strong game plan against the Graveyard Haste deck, since you can use the 6 to repeatedly just cast the Soul Guide Lanterns from the yard, and it is very effective. Okay, so 6 is on the field. I have 2 sagas on the field. Opponent doesn't have removal, but as you can see, they have a bunch of Goyfs. They're playing Malevolent Rumble in combination with Goyfs. That is actually interesting. Okay, so here now I have Locket, I have 2 stars, and I'm missing here is Darkmoor Salvage. I have a few, I can go for the Life from the Loam and replay the Chromatic Star a bunch of times, but I also had the One Ring, so there was no need to do so. I played the One Ring this turn, and here I sacked the star, and yeah, that was it. I could go for the Life from the Loam instead, and it gets me 3 cards, draws me 3 cards, but I think the One Ring protection for a turn works better here in this situation. Okay, so I prolonged the game for a turn, and I was very close to comboing last turn. Didn't have the Darkmoor Salvage, and I was able to actually go for Expedition Map here, but unfortunately I think I boarded it out. Maybe that was not a good decision, but I'm also still learning this deck. Yeah, here it is, the Expedition Map. I boarded it out. If I had it, I would be able to just combo off here, find the Dark Moon Salvage, and just start doing the 6 combo stuff, but I bordered that out, so I had to go for a Soul Guide Lantern. Soul Guide Lantern is also a great option here. I played the Flash Raker, I tried to play the Loam. A Loam would enable me to play 3 more artifacts from the yard, putting 3 more Eldrazi Scions in the play, but opponent has Force of Negation as the last card in their hand, and yeah, they are not in a good situation right now, cause they have 0 cards in hand and I have Soul Guide Lantern, which makes all their Goyfs 0/1. So I can block all 3 and I let the 5 damage through, and all I need is Dark Moon Salvage to combo off, and even if I don't combo I can just focus on the fair gameplay. Okay, here it is, the Flash Raker, and I don't have the Dark Moon Salvage, but here you can see sometimes you don't need it. I have double Flash Raker and I can play 5 artifacts from my hand. With double Flash Raker, 5 artifacts are 10 damage. And also I have Life from the Loam in the graveyard, which means I can... I don't have it, sorry, they forced it, but if I had it, that means I can replay 3 more artifacts, that would be 6 more damage. So you can see also a lot of these artifacts drove you a card like Chromatic Star, which means you can dig for more artifacts. And I find a 6/1, so this is basically 12 damage. 12 damage without doing anything combo, just the Flash Rakers. They are excellent plan B, and often it happens then you win like this, just Flash Raker people with playing cheap artifacts that cost less because of the Locket, so, and the Flash Raker, so that is it. Let's check out game 3. Okay, so game 3, my opponent is playing first, but I keep a decent hand. I keep a hand with the Graveyard Hate. They also kept a hand with Graveyard Hate. Okay, so I decide to play the Dark Moon Salvage here. And I had to hold this Vista to actually find the wastes. So I just played the Wild Woodland, also tapped, and the Chromatic Star. Woodland was pretty good in the deck, especially in the game once. Often after my opponent kill it, I was able to use the Woodland to, let's say, reanimate the 6 and just a combo off with the Shifting Woodland. It's a very, very effective piece in this deck, and it lets you like just to have the 6 for 4 mana. I don't care if it's tapped or untapped, it doesn't matter. And it is a pretty good land for a build like this. Okay, so here I play the Flash Raker, and Mox Ember is incredibly sweet with the Flash Raker. As you can see here, it's basically providing me 2 mana. Okay, so I play the Mox Ember. Mox Ember does 4 damage with the double Flash Raker, and I can just play the Bubble, that is additional 4 damage, and Soul Guide Lantern, that is additional 4 damage, and that is, I can also just, after that, I can in the end cast the 6. And even use the Life from the Loam with the Mox Ember and the Eldrazi Spawn to get the land back, put Life from the Loam in the yard. Yeah, it's really, and I can then also replay 1 more artifact from my hand. So it's basically 16 damage this turn without any combo. I don't even have the Locket. No Locket. And just doing the Flash Raker stuff, just actually casting the cards, and 2 Flash Rakers can really get out of hand. And with 6 also playing so well with them, and I was able to get that win very quickly. So that is it. That is the match. So okay, so let's now check out one match when we played against a very popular deck, pre-MH3 in the format, Living End. Okay, so the Living End is another deck that really they have some graveyard interaction, but they don't have removal. They basically don't play any removal, so they can't kill a 6. And if they can kill a 6, which this means, like, that's a pretty good news for my deck. Okay, so here I find the Rumble. Play the Rumble, that is great. I didn't know, of course, they are playing Living End. I found out, but I wanted to show this game so we can see. In the end, I will talk about what were the problems with this I found when I played this deck. Opponent unfortunately has Force of Negation for my One Ring. I have 6. I have Conjurer Bubbles. I only need a Locket of Yesterdays to. Okay, so I find a Locket of Yesterdays. It is in my graveyard. This means next turn I can combo off. But my opponent realizes that, and they played another Living End. Yeah, I made a mistake there to block Charlotte's Agent. That was probably a bad. Yeah, that was definitely a bad decision. Yeah, that was the reason I lose this one, because my opponent would have only Grief, and this would make their clock much slower. Okay, but I find another 6. Okay, so I go for a Locket. My opponent used their last card in hand, and here I play the 6 for 1 mana. Just a single mana for a 6, and my opponent top decked the Subtlety here for a win. I can't jump everything they have, so that is the win for opponent in the game 1. Let's check out game 2. Okay, so game 2, this is kind of a weird heap, but I have turn 1 Saga. Turn 1 Saga gets me Soul Guide Lantern before they can play the Living End. So playing on the play turn 1 Saga, I think it's always decent, and I have 2 draws. I have a Bubble plus a Star. This gives me 2 draws, and I find the land even before that. Play the Rumble, find the 6, and now I have 6 in hand and Darkmoon Salvage in hand. This means I'm only missing a Locket of Yesterdays to combo in here. Also, these Rumbles just help me fill the yard. Okay, I play the 6 and try to go Chromatic Star, and I have the Locket, but amazingly my opponent has double Force of Negation. I found the Locket with Urza Saga, of course. I found it instead of Soul Guide Lantern because I had the combo kill. I had the Darkmoon Salvage. I had a Star plus Bubble. So, but opponent forced both of my cards and also had the Living End on their turn. But that even that wasn't enough, and I find a way to win. Okay, so I have some blockers here with this Eldrazi spawn tokens, and as you can see, I wanted to show this this game because I have the shifting woodlands on my field, and I have 6 in the yard. Opponent killed my 6, and this is how you play against removal. So opponent uses the removal on 6. I just copy it with shifting woodland, and I have Locket on the field. I have Darkmoon Salvage in my hand, and I am able to go off. Just start replaying the Chromatic Star, replaying Chromatic Star a bunch of times, milling my graveyard. Here it is, my graveyard. Okay, so I'm digging for filling my graveyard with cards I need. Now when I find 2 bubbles, I can switch doing the bubble loop instead of Chromatic Star loop. Doing the bubble loop gets you more chances to do the loop because you're always putting card on the bottom of your library. But you have to make quick decisions with the bubble loop or your turn is going to last forever. And now you can see me doing the Mox Ember loop. Okay, so the Mox Ember loop with the Life from the Loam, it provides me enough mana so I can use... now I find the grinding station. I find the grinding station, and now I can find the mana to play the talisman. And after I play the talisman, I can play the Flesh Raker and then continue doing the loop. And I can also just I have two retrievers. There's so many ways to combo off. I can get mana with Mox Ember, Life from the Loam loop to play the talisman, to play the Flesh Raker, and then kill opponent that way. But here I find grinding station plus a double mill retriever to mill my opponent, and I also have Soul Guide Lantern to remove their graveyard so they don't have a chance to do endurance or whatever. So I just mill their entire deck with Soul Guide Lantern as a backup. So that is the game. The mill retriever combo also happens pretty fast. It's not too much clicks, and yeah, the game really you can click through it pretty fast. When you compare it to some other combos, I think it's pretty fine. Not too big amount of clicks, and that's it. Okay, so you now saw the shifting woodlands and the mirror retriever combo, and you saw the Flesh Raker combo and Flesh Raker killing without combo. So many ways to win. Let's check out game 3 of the Living End matchup. Also, let's check out the sideboarding plan for that one. Of course, I want my Soul Guide Lanterns, and don't really need much else. I only boarded in a single Havermite, and yeah. Okay, I think in this was a first league when I didn't have the green guy that destroys the artifacts enchantments, just Havermites. Yeah, I had just a Havermites. Not the green guy. Okay, so I played the Soul Guide Lantern. I have a second Soul Guide Lantern in my hand. I have Urza Saga on the field. Yeah, I have so much against my opponent, and my opponent also draw into the bunch of artifact enchantment hate, so they went for the Foundation Breaker here. I used the Lantern, remove their graveyard. This really slows them down, but they still have Street Raid and the Foundation Breaker. But yeah, my Urza Saga is down on 2. I play the Life from the Loam, play a second Saga, and play another Soul Guide Lantern from my hand. Opponent again goes for the Foundation Breaker, this time killing Saga, but it really doesn't matter because I have Life from the Loam. So I go for the Loam again, and this time I play the Locket. Yeah, I play the bubble, and yeah, pass the turn. With I can start making constructs next turn. I still have a Soul Guide Lantern backup. I will be able to find a third Soul Guide Lantern, and when I find the 6, then I will be able to replay my Soul Guides from the graveyard. So it's it's pretty much impossible game for the opponent. Okay, 2 Soul Guides now. All these artifacts also have the shifting woodland here. So shifting woodland again in this situation let me do the combo. I have the Darkmoon Salvage, I have the Locket, and I can turn it into 6 and just combo of next turn. I will have enough mana to do it. I can also just continue playing regular combo plan, but here I also find 6. So I was able to both make a construct token, continue doing combo stuff, and I didn't. Yeah, maybe I didn't. I think I was low on time, and I thought like maybe there's no point in really playing the 6 there. I've just the fastest win is if I attack with construct tokens, because I was really low on time. As you can see here, 3 minutes left on my clock, and my opponent used the living end to kill my construct tokens, but I get back the 6 and I make more construct tokens, getting more Urza Sagas with Life from the Loam. And yeah, I return more Soul Guide Lanterns to the field just in case they do something. And okay, so I can replay Urza Sagas, continue making construct tokens, and just hold the Soul Guides and attack with 6 and the construct tokens and hope that is quick enough to do the kill. Okay, so what were the problems for the deck? The biggest problem was Jeskai control. Okay, so the Jeskai control, especially the Wizards version, they play Flame of Aether and Wrath of the Skies in the same deck. I think that is like the worst possible combination for this deck. In addition to that, they also have, of course, Graveyard Hate in their sideboard. So there's Flame of Aether, which single-handedly kills Locket +6 for just 3 mana, and then they also have Wrath of the Skies to kill all your sagas and your 1 mana artifacts for 2 mana, which deals with your plan B super easy. And they also have other removal which is very effective, like Galvanic Discharge, Static Prison, whatever, Solitude, I don't know what else, and Counterspell. So there is too much, and for this version that deck is absolutely the worst possible matchup. I'm sure, 100% sure there is no worse matchup than that one. And yeah, okay, so you can see here, you can see me making these constructs, attacking. Okay, so I'm keep making the construct tokens, and as you can see, 30 seconds left on clock. Opponent doesn't have any more living ends, so finally I make enough construct tokens, and I still will need 2 attacks to win here because my opponent has another jumper. So I go for the attack. Opponent blocks 2 constructs and I only get in for 2 damage. But next turn I have a secure win and enough time to do the attack. A lot of triggers going on each turn, so yeah, okay. But I was able to do it on time and attack with all my creatures. This turn does it. And yeah, that was the match against Living End. Okay, so I played a bunch of miserable matches against Jeskai Wizards Control. As I said, that was the worst matchup for a deck, and I absolutely lost all the games I played against them. So definitely there, I was good against Energy. I was good against Energy, but yeah, the Jeskai was absolutely worse matchup. And yeah, okay, so as you probably noticed, I will have to cut this video a bit shorter. So I played 2 leagues. I finished 3-2 with both of them, but I focused on the wins since people really want to see how is this deck winning a game, how are the combos playing out, and the defeats were very boring anyway. I played against my 3 of my losses were against 2 of them was Jeskai Control and 1 was Jeskai Wizards, and it was I think those 2 matchups are 2 hardest matchups. Unfortunately, they are popular right now, but they play Wraith of the Skies. That card is such a good card. Amazing card that really wrecks the low curve saga decks, and it even wrecks the Nadu, so it's hard to expect for deck that is kind of doing something similar to Nadu. We still also have 1 mana artifact and 3 mana creature that wins you the game. But yeah, Nadu is a better deck, definitely, still, but there are similarities, and Vret is wrecking the Nadu at the moment, so it's not weird that it's wrecking this deck too. And the Wizards version also play Flame of Fener, which single-handedly kills both 6 and the Locket. But 6 in this deck is kind of similar to Nadu, because mostly when you play it, you immediately get value. You will be able to replay at least one bubble before they kill it. Always something happens. Of course, it is worse than that deck, but that deck will probably get banned soon. And this is a new amazing archetype that I think this version of the deck working very cleanly. I invested some time to tweak it, and it's now playable on a modern power level. You can definitely win games with this deck. But does it need adjusting? Yes. Does it need more people working on a deck? Yes. Does it need more other ideas? I forgot to shout out Ben. Biano, Ben Ao, or from my Discord. Sorry, don't know the pronouncement and I forgot the surname, but a big shout out to the Ben who initially made the Simic version of the deck, playing Emery, playing Tamio, playing Kappa Cannoneer as in a kind of mid-range style version of a deck that also has a stronger plan B than this version. But as you saw, the Flash Raker plus Urza Saga can be very efficient too. In addition to that, we got the One Ring too. All these cards work together as efficient plan B, and it worked out well so far. I'm very happy, and I'm happy, just happier going all in combo with a deck like this. So we have a Grinding Station and Mirror Retriever in. This card synergizes greatly with everything that's happening here, and I'm really happy with this build. And I think the more and more time passes, there should be some additions to a deck like this. Powerful 1 and 2 mana artifacts that can possibly fit in this shell as combo pieces. And yeah, so if you don't think this deck is good right now, if you think it's just a meme, it probably is, but it's a fun one, and it's a completely new archetype that was completely unplayable so far before MH3, and now with 12 new cards, I think it's now very playable, can win a decent amount of matches. It's a very budget option. As I already explained a few times, the One Rings can be replaced, and only expressing card is Urza Saga, which is very usable on different in a lot of different decks. So I think this is a very good budget option if you're building your second, third, fourth deck. I think there is no harm in investing in something like this. Pieces like this, like a Locket, like a Bubble, a Chromatic Star, a Grinding Station, they can only spike in prices in the future. So there is no harm investing in stuff like this. And that's it. So hope you like the gameplay, hope you like the deck. Friendly reminder to click like, click subscribe, definitely comment in the video. I want to hear your ideas. For the end I wanted to mention Pride Spellbomb, but not sure if I mentioned it before. Pride Spellbomb is, to me, interesting card. I'm interested in making like a Gruul version with Pride Spellbomb, kind of replaying it for 0 mana, paying 1 red to do the 2 damage. I think something can be done. There is already Pride Spellbomb loop in an X deck, so there could something could be done to fit in the Pride Spellbomb combo kill. But yeah, definitely it needs more work to do something like that. There is also Ben's Simic version. You can check my Discord, talk to the Ben about his version. about see his deck list, see ask how he's doing with his deck. It's also very interesting. So that's it all for today. Thank you for watching this far, and goodbye.